Hi, Karina. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Nolan. Lovely to be here with you today.
Thank you, and fantastic to have you on. We're really pleased to have you on to Level Up TV with this particular segment, which is Level Up for Good. And you've been doing some incredible work out there with AUNUA. And I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about that. And later on, we'll also talk about AUNUA Heroes, which I'm super excited about. So if you just want to give the viewers a little bit of background into you and the projects that you're working on, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. It's been an incredible journey. It started out as a kind of a journey of self-discovery for myself, and things evolved the last 4 years from personal development to women, which was my own personal development. So it started the journey really after being a mom for 9 years at home and staying with them and understanding what it is our needs, our children are their needs, and how we can fit them best as parents. So first of all, I'm a mom of two beautiful kids. They're right behind me here.
Lovely.
And they're 9 and 13. And my inspiration for everything is them and other children out there in the world that I feel that they're just not given the opportunity to be heard. And there's many reasons why, and this could take a long time to go through, but really, there's so many reasons why we need to listen to them more than ever now. So it's been a passion, one that I've kind of lived for the last few years really on building AUNUA Academy, and it's the backbone of AUNUA has been the incredible volunteers that have come on board and the partnerships and the people I've met and what I've learned from people along the way and what's possible. And I really think that's really important that we all understand that, from an idea, just a seed of an idea, and once we can put that passion behind something, we really believe in it, what's possible. And I never imagined any of what I'm doing now would be possible. I stood in my kitchen one day when my little fella, just boy, little 5-year-old, started school. And I remember standing there and I thought, if I had a dream, and at the time I was going through a tough time, I was my marriage and there was a few things happening. But I stood there and I actually imagined, what would that look like? What would I wish for if I had one dream to do anything? And this idea came into my head. I just thought I'd love to run a children's charity. That's what I'd love to do. And I just, had this thought, but I quickly lost that. But for a few minutes, I lived that. And I thought this would be amazing because it would be all my dreams come true to be actually in that position. And be able it was just epitomized everything I'd want to do. But I never in a million years imagined. And that's the thing. I think once we put it out there and then all these things start opening up, and I didn't realize the progression of where that whole idea, I put something out there in the universe. And I used to think all this, law of attraction, all of these sort of things were kind of a bit of a pie in the sky, but I so believe them now. And the energy and what we put out there, and it all comes back. And so it's been incredible. From start, to where I am now, and it's just been literally just enrolling other people out there who feel the same way, who are passionate about change, who really feel that something has to shift, and we need to give our young people an opportunity to shine and to come out into the world and encourage them to be the leaders of tomorrow. And I think a lot of changes need to happen. So I wanted to play my part in that, and partners like Inspiration for Good and other incredible partnerships, and what the work you're doing, and different people that have come on into my life in the last few years have been incredible and have helped encourage what I'm doing even more so. So yeah, there's lots of things happening. So gosh, where do I begin? That's right from here. I suppose.
Okay, so maybe you can just
Yeah.
give us a quick snippet. So I know you've got a number of projects on the go. If you could summarize sort of each one just in a sentence to give
Yeah.
everyone an idea of what they're about.
Of course. Okay, well, AUNUA, first of all, is I suppose AUNUA Academy is an Irish non-profit global mental health educational platform. I like to shift that whole narrative to emotional health and well-being. I don't like the word mental health at all. I think it's so overused, and it shouldn't be used with our kids. They don't want to know. This conversation has to change. AUNUA is about providing like a resource that's going to help support young people. And bring together opportunities that are going to be presented to every child around the world, that they know that this will become one day become their Google search for any supports that they need when it comes to mental health. And they don't need to worry, I can't afford this, or I feel like I'm excluded because of these reasons. Every child should have access to resources that are valuable and helpful and something that's going to help nurture and give them the right content that's going to help support them on their development. So a new academy has evolved to lots of things. So along the way, other conversations opened up. So I suppose New Heroes is the really exciting one at the moment, because it's all about igniting the heroes in every child. Our kids are watching all these movies and seeing the heroes, but really, all of these talk of heroes, we have real life heroes now out in our communities today. The ones that are facing the challenges that we have and are out there, our frontline services, our nurses, our doctors, our workers who are dedicated to the cause. And these are the heroes now of today. And encouraging our young people to recognize that is so important, and to recognize the value they hold, and give them a sense of, as I've always said, value and purpose is the missing key in everyone's life. If we could just connect to something that gave us a sense of value, we'd discover so much better selves. So the hero's journey and A Newer Heroes is all about being the heroes. Encourage our young people to be the heroes, our children, our youth of today, and also for the parents and the educators and us people in general, really, to step up and be those, do something good within your community, or do something good for the world. And all these little acts of kindness and understanding and doing something good ripples through ripples through families and communities, and ultimately the big picture is around the world. So that's really exciting. So we're launching the 28th of April, and it's really exciting, and we're giving children an opportunity to be the hosts of their own show, and sharing their word, and giving other children the opportunity to share their stories and inspiration. And we're producing sort of, so we'd love to do this with you guys, and have them, them launch online their own shows. And we have children as young as they're as young as 10, that will be doing this. So it's kind of really exciting.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it and showcasing some of that work. So that's really exciting. And we'll be on our Meet the Host segment, we'll be interviewing some of the kids before they start off on their own journey. So really excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, because I love the way children are so, they're so naturally sort of,
Exactly.
you know what they're going to come out with and say. So they're just so amazing. And so it'll be just a different type of show. I think that, us as adults love listening to what kids have to say, because they are so authentic and real, and their imagination and how they see things is just something that really kind of it's so inspiring. So it's amazing. So it is exciting. And I suppose yeah.
And then I know that you've been working on more of an environmentally focused project. So if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. Growing up myself, I think, as a child, I think we realize that, when we see poverty, and we see, misjustice around the world, and people just being treated differently, it's, we learn so much from that, and we feel, how can we ever change that? How can we as one person do anything to change that? And I suppose now I'm in a position now to, use the opportunities that I've had to, I suppose get to the situation where I'm now, which is just, I suppose building credibility, building trust with people, and the friendships and the people I've met along the way. It's about, how can we now collaboratively work together and really kind of, there's incredible people out doing amazing work. And, it's about each one of us have a voice and an opportunity to really kind of reinforce what I know the great work that's going on out there already. So, but I think it's really important to understand that we know that a lot of people aren't aware, which is kind of scary as well, of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and the impact to our world, and nothing prepared us for this pandemic, and nothing's going to prepare us for the world that we're facing, unless we're prepared to do something about it. And the more voices that can roar together, it would be so important. So I feel Africa is, I've met a lot of people, through, thank God, this way of meeting people, and incredible inspirational people in Africa in particular, and different parts of the world as well. But I think this is a good place to start with AUNUA Africa. We're looking to create an actual pilot where we would, with some of our partners, where we look to help, bring out opportunities. A youth centre is what we're looking at. With one of our partners, they build out of plastic bottles, upcycle Africa, and it's quite incredible to think that you can use a plastic bottle and utilize it in such an incredible way. We're looking at such waste and environmental damage that this plastic does, and to think we can use this as infrastructure. And what they're creating is quite extraordinary. But to take this model and duplicate it in other parts of the world could be a new source of building homes and opportunities for people that are have been displaced with no homes, and to think that this could be an opportunity to build and take this as a train resource and be able to create something with these plastic bottles is quite amazing. So so we're looking at this particular project. So the pilot would be to build a community centre. This would become a youth centre to help support young people to learn skills and resources about emotional health and well-being, and how we're going to be able to deliver the right content, the right sort of resources, and make it accessible. We're all looking at these phones, and this is one thing in Africa that so many young people do have access to. So this is ultimately the route in. This is how we can help empower them and give them the opportunities to be heard and give them new hope for a better future. So big passion, a big one for Africa now is to help provide new opportunities for them. So excited about this one. God knows they need the help, and so that's kind of
fantastic. And what I really love is that you are very much positioning in an enabling way. So actually working with local communities, actually utilizing some of the fantastic initiatives that they already have underway, and saying, this is something that we can work with you on to amplify and to be able to take these skills and resources and showcase it to the rest of the world as a way of actually increasing positive impact and helping with solutions and focused on building infrastructure. So I really love that about this project, that it's not just a top-down approach. It's very much, working with the kids, working with local communities, and utilizing that as a resource. And from a community development perspective, it's very much an asset-based approach to building and growing and amplifying impact. So I love that. And I really have to commend you on the fantastic work that you're doing, and really look forward to working with you on some projects as well. That's very exciting, and showcasing all of the great stuff that the kids have. I have to admit that is very exciting as well, because like you say, it's just such an uncensored, real view of the world without filters, and that's something that we need, so it's great. Really looking forward to it. So is there anything else that you haven't quite touched on in terms of the things that you're doing, and also the types of projects that it is that you'd like for people to get in touch to collaborate on, or anything like that, just feel free to, to give
Yeah,
people a shout out.
absolutely, absolutely. There is another project,
Mhm.
and I think this is really kind of one that's very exciting at the moment. We're looking at creating a North Star Education, which will be a branch off AUNUA resource, because obviously AUNUA Academy and all that we're doing is all about how we can freely provide resources. But we also have to be realistic about to provide funding and look at ways we can help fund this, and it's really important that we have a social enterprise that's going to be really kind of connected with that. So we have basically, I've there's a couple of incredible people that I'm working with now in Canada and Toronto and a different at the moment, who are incredible, doing amazing work. And we're looking at creating ultimately the largest classroom in the world, that's going to bring together all of these incredible educators that have retired. They've seen the flaws in the educational system, they've seen the work that needs to be done, we've seen we need to change the way things have been done, because we're failing our kids. We're looking at governments making decisions on our children, and no reform in 150 years. You've got to question, why can we change everything else and not look at our future, our children who are our future? How are we going to change things? Ultimately, we have an opportunity now to look at online. How are we going? This is obviously, this is a way we can connect with people around the world. We can bring the best resources together. We can look at ways of globally, uh,
Mhm.
looking at ways that we can tap into what everyone's doing around the world, and how can we ultimately, my big dream is to create the biggest campaign in the world to change the curriculum. I would love to see that happen. I would love to see everyone coming together and saying, okay, we mean business. We want our children to be ultimately the ones to make this decision. But even as parents, looking at the way they're being in this institution of education, that they're under pressure, and they don't need that now. And we're looking at a different world.
Yeah.
Um, a world that we've created, but it's a world that we need to look and see, where can we change things. And ultimately, the core of every child and every person's well-being has got to be the fundamental, most important thing. We can actually really teach them the power of communication, being their roar, as I say, recognition, recognizing their strengths, recognizing how important they are, just as they are. We all have different natural ways to live and to be in this world. And by forcing something on children that doesn't come true to them, I was one of those kids. I felt left behind. I was the daydreamer that felt very left behind. If you didn't keep up, it was difficult. But I feel that our kids, nothing much has changed in
Mhm.
all those years ago. So yeah, so to have the largest classroom in the world, bring out educators that are retired in the world, that that really want to change things and really want to help inspire and motivate, and create a new movement, is so needed now. So North Star Education will be one that we're looking to mentor young people around the world, and we're building the right teams and the right mentors now at the moment, and uh,
Fantastic.
really exciting. So this is really exciting. So
Yeah, really wonderful initiative, and you're definitely not alone on that in terms of, wanting a reform in education, and what exactly is education and what's relevant right
yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah,
So there, yeah, you're definitely not alone in
no,
that
absolutely.
cause, and I'm sure you will find loads of people to lobby with you, and I'll be one of them.
Super.
So fantastic.
Yeah,
It's been absolutely amazing to speak to you. So if people want to get in touch with you
yeah,
with
yeah.
questions or support, how do they reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. You can email me at karina@anuaacademy.com. So that's Karina, at AUNUA Academy, AUNUA Academy.com. So it'd be great. It'd be wonderful to hear from anybody out there that wants to get involved. Like, as I say, that NUA, I want it to be something that is a part of everyone's life. That it's an opportunity for people to come together and find bring in sort of different sorts of everyone's got something to offer. You know, we're all parts of this big jigsaw puzzle, and each person brings value. And you know, the difference that we can all make in a small way is ultimately the most impactful way we can change the world, and we will if we can really kind of understand that, you know, how magical and what we all bring to the table, and you know, and be conditioned what we've been led to believe, and these lies we've been told about, you know, over the years. We've been told that we can't do what we want to do because of this reason or that reason. It's all been lies. You know, we can do anything we put our mind to if we just, you know, we just reach out and look at those opportunities and write the story that you want to live. You know, just look at. I love that because I think it's so true. You know, we have an opportunity, and more so than ever now, to look at ways that we all need to tap into that. You know, reimagining the kind of life that we want for ourselves, our families, and our community and our worlds ultimately. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
So,
I think that's a great parting comment. Just, you know, reimagining the life and the world that we actually want for ourselves and doing what we can to create that.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Karina. It's been wonderful to talk to you again, and look forward to having the kids on and having you on again at some point, and also just sharing more about the amazing projects that are underway, and speaking to some of the people involved in the projects globally.
Yeah,
so thank you so much.
Lots of fun with these kids.
Absolutely.
So excited. Yeah. Thank you so much, Noe. And
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all the amazing work you're doing, and you know, and you're just incredible. So I'm just so so honored to be part of your journey, and you know, and just, you know, I know that you're just one of the most inspiring people that I've come across in the last while. So
thank you.
So thank you for the opportunity. So I'm very grateful.
Absolutely, no thanks needed at all. I think we're all very similar in the way that we are guided by this motivation and passion, and it moves us. So it's not really a choice. We don't have a choice but to get up each day and do what we can. So thank you so much again, and we will speak again soon.